Democratic lawmakers are now warning the president if that mission changes, he'll need to come to Congress for approval. Joining me now from Charlotte, North Carolina, Republican Congressman Robert Pittenger, the chairman of the Congressional Task Force on Terrorism and Unconventional Warfare. Congressman, pleasure to see you this morning.
Hello, Jose. Good to see you.
Thank you. Do you agree with some of your Democratic colleagues that if the mission gets more involved in Iraq, the president needs to come to Congress for approval?
Certainly. I think the president needs to consult Congress. Tragically, the president's foreign policy has lacked true leadership. Whether you look at Ukraine or Syria or Iran, we've left vacuums, we've left a void, and that's what's happened with ISIS today. He could have confronted this back in the Free Syrian Army. He could have responded to Mr. Maliki back in June and brought air strikes against the ISIS movement, but he didn't do it. Only now that, frankly, we have a great humanitarian problem, but as well, you know, he's got personnel on the ground. He's got the diplomatic team there. He really doesn't want another Benghazi. I think that's what truly got his attention. So
well,
I do support his efforts now.
Yeah, he is, as you know, and this was in the news from today, sending additional 130 advisors. Mm-hmm. Now the number of troops is around 900, and we keep hearing no troops on the ground, but aren't we pretty close to that already there?
Well, I think other countries are as well. Britain has responded, so has the Australians. This is a great humanitarian need. There's as many as 200,000 Christians and others who are under the threat of annihilation. The genocide is really what they're being confronted with. These people are brutal. They have enormous resources, the ISIS movement, now the Islamic State, and frankly, their ultimate goal is to plant the flag on the White House in honor of Allah. So I think it's a very serious concern beyond the humanitarian relief program. As the foreign minister from France said yesterday, this has to be addressed. They are an enormous threat to the region and, frankly, to the world.
So do you support, then, the United States getting a larger presence in Iraq, going back in there, for example, a rescue mission for the Yazidis where the Americans could come face-to-face with ISIS? Is this something you think would be a good policy now?
Sir, I think the president's feckless foreign policy, his precipitous removal of our forces, no agreement with the Iraqis in terms of keeping a sustained force there, which could have been achieved. He has left a vacuum. Now he wants to say, well, it really wasn't my decision to pull the forces out. That is absolute nonsense. He led on that. He ran on that. That is what he wanted. And now, as a result of that, the ISIS movement has emerged, highly funded. Frankly, they have all of our very sophisticated weaponry, and they're going to be an enormous threat. All because he was committed to keep a campaign promise, one that got him elected. It sounded real good, but very shallow.
All right. Let me ask you the question again. Is it now time for the United States to go back into Iraq in some way or form? That's a specific question.
Yeah, we're back in Iraq. I mean, we're striking them right now. We need to be able to back the Iraqi army. We need a unified government. I hope that there can be one formed now with a new prime minister, and that is what is essential. We need to be training these people. We need to be giving them equipment. We need to be supporting them in every possible way. We should have done that with the Kurds earlier. We need to do that with the Iraqi army now. That should be our focal point. Having troops on the ground certainly should not be our primary objective, but we cannot lose sight of the fact that this is the greatest terrorist threat we've ever had, far superior, far greater than Al-Qaeda has ever been, more sophisticated, more resources, more capabilities. And certainly they have the determination and the commitment to bring great havoc upon the United States of America.
Congressman Robert Pittenger, thank you so much for being with us this morning. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Jose. Great to be with you.
Thank you. And I want to talk more about the refugee situation.